All right. So 6 p.m. Wednesday, well, 6:03. Okay. This is episode number 7. Exciting of my podcast, Work in Progress. Today I'm live here with Mr. Gavin Masumiya, voice coach and founder of Flowmasters. And I know he has a couple other businesses that I know we haven't talked about those in a while, but if you don't know Gavin, do us a favor and introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Yes, my name is Gavin Masumiya, based here in West Los Angeles, and I am a flow and voice coach. I help people tap into their most powerful voice by understanding the mechanics of how voice works so that they can up-level their life. And I especially cater it to more of minority and marginalized voices and how they can up-level through their voice.
Yeah, bro. I know you and I met Toastmasters, right?
That's right.
It's been 2019, and we had a good connection and conversation. I know that I guess growing up, we were both shy kids, right? I mean, I was a shy person until maybe after I graduated high school. Then things changed a lot. But tell us a little bit more about how you grew up, right? You grew up being a shy person. How did that make you the person that you are now?
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for everybody that's tuning in and will. Yeah, I was very shy growing up. It's kind of typical maybe as
Hmm.
as an Asian boy. I started a
Hmm.
year late. My mom held me back a year thinking that I was immature. And they kind of created a little bit of an inferiority complex because I thought that I was just stupider compared to everybody else in the class. And then my sister was the golden child. She was the eldest. My brother was actually really brilliant, but he didn't really have to do much to get the same grades as me. I did all my homework because I couldn't make up for it on the test. So, I was a middle child, so I don't know if you want to call it a middle child syndrome. So I just always felt like there was something wrong with me. I hated when June 10th, my birthday, rolled around because it was a reason for the students to talk shit to me. Did you flunk? Are you stupid? Why are you older than everybody else? I hated that.
Oh, wow.
Um, and yeah, so, even teachers would say, hey, do you have anything you have to say, Gavin? And I didn't. That just made me want to curl back more. So yeah, like just growing up, not really having confidence in my voice at all was a big obstacle that I slowly had to surmount. And I slowly started breaking out of it a little bit in high school, but it wasn't until like more of the college and then thereafter that I really started to blossom. It was rough growing up because it just didn't have confidence, and we didn't really express ourselves in the house at home as much emotionally and stuff. So I kind of just kept it to myself, and that could be very lonely.
Bro, that right there, sorry to cut you, but I feel like, even though like, you come from an Asian family, I come from a Latino family, we have the same, I guess similar childhoods, right? We wouldn't communicate at the house a lot, uh, with a lot of family problems. Um, my mom, on the other hand, she's she expresses herself a lot, right? But I wasn't, so because my dad was that way.
Mm,
Um, and then, no, I remember you telling your story at Toastmasters, right? Sharing of the way you grew up and how you were shy and you couldn't express yourself the way you wanted. And I always had that within me. I always wanted to express myself, and I had everything here, but I wanted to be able to put it out there, and I couldn't. So I became good at writing. Um, that's the only way I express myself. I became good at writing, and I wasn't like an expert, but I had a lot of ideas. Like I'm sure you know this, like your mind goes like 1,000 miles per hour, right? And sometimes you don't have the power, or you worry a lot about what people are gonna say about you,
yeah.
right? Like what people are gonna say, like, oh, well, Gavin or Adolfo, like they suck at doing video, or what are you doing? You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Like, why you cuss on camera? Why don't you wear a shirt and a tie? Like, why are you not professional? And there's people are always gonna have an opinion, right? And I mean, to be honest, I just stopped caring. Like, if you like me, cool. If you don't, all right, move on. Bye.
Mhm.
So going back to what I told you, I really connected with you when you shared that speech at Toastmasters. And so you said that you didn't change until maybe when you're going through college, right?
Yeah, a little bit in high school, but I started blasting more in college. It was new. I went to UC Irvine, so it's 45 minutes south of where I've lived my whole life. So that provided a little more freedom. I was a freshman in college, so like, living in the dorms, had more fun that way. And so I opened myself up more. But in high school is where I started to come out of the shell. Lost my
Hmm.
virginity at 17. That gave me a little extra confidence. So
Yeah.
uh, those little things. But actually, one thing that did make a small difference, but in the broader scope, it was a small catalyst. Was in ninth grade. I was in art class, Miss Carabio, and we had assigned seats. There's this Latino girl named Ariana. She played on the
Hmm.
soccer team. She was a year older than me, and she just would talk a lot. She asked me, "Oh, do you use chopsticks? What kind of Japanese food do you like? I've never ate sushi. What is that like?" I didn't even like sushi back then, but I just thought that it was so weird and annoying that she would keep asking me questions. I just thought that was so annoying, and that's what I do now as a coach. I ask a bunch of questions. But the thing about it is, as annoying as I thought it was, like I found that very endearing and admirable that she was so open to do that. That wasn't something that I did. And one time she came in, she had this really peppy personality. She was not herself. Like she was not smiling. She was more quiet.
Hmm.
And then she said to me, like, Gavin, I got in a really big fight with my dad. And he does not understand me. And I don't know what to do, Gavin. What do you think? And I just I had no idea what to really say because nobody ever asked me for advice before. So I made something up, Adolfo, and I just said like, why don't you just let your dad know that you love him? Um, and then I don't even remember what happened after that. But the next day, fifth period, I'm walking to class. I hear my name being called, Gavin. Turn around. Ariana has her big Kool-Aid smile, man. And she came over and she hugged me. And it was so weird being hugged. Like in the Asian household, we don't do that. So she embraced me, then let go and said, looked at me. So I listened to what you said. I talked to my dad, and we had such a good conversation, Gavin. And he's understanding me more. Thank you for
Wow.
your advice. And so that was just one of the first times that I can remember that somebody like made me feel like my voice actually meant something. And that was the slow roll of me starting to express myself more. I didn't realize how big it was back in the moment, but when I look back, that was certainly what's called an ignite moment, which I was part of this book called Ignite Your Life for Men. And they say ignite moments is basically a moment in time where something happens in your life, and then you make a decision that starts to change the trajectory of your life. And that was Ariana saying that, had taken my advice and acknowledged me for it. That was one of those ignite moments.
Wow. That's impressive, bro. And it's interesting that you mentioned that you didn't really think about it. You just said whatever came to your head, right? And it actually worked.
Yes. What's
Wow,
going on,
bro.
Drew?
Drew. That's my boy Drew from Florida.
Nice.
All right. So how do you transform your voice, Gavin? I have a couple questions for you here that I really wanted to cover last time that we did an interview and I didn't have the chance. But I wanted to ask you, how do you transform your voice?
I mean, I think the first thing to do is how you transform your voice is coming from the understanding that your voice is something, we have a tendency to think that this is my voice, this is authentic to me. When actually,
Hmm.
I don't think that way. I think that our voice is something that has been modeled. It's been socially modeled by people. It's been modeled
Hmm.
by our parents. And whether we look at what our parents said and be like, I never want to talk like that because my dad talks so sharp and he gets so angry, I'm never going to do that again. And they start to develop an airy tone or a more quieter tone because they think
Hmm.
it's wrong to be angry and they despised it, right? And that has nothing to do with innate. That's environmental, So just knowing that your voice is something that has been modeled and that it's not about just finding your voice. I also believe it's about creating your voice. So we want to find where your natural pitch is and then also be able to dance to really explore the other keys of your voice. I liken it to Roger Love, one of the most renowned speaking and singing coaches. Uh,
Hmm.
he coaches a lot of celebrities, right? You're nodding.
Yeah,
So
of course.
I've learned a lot from him, and he basically trains speakers and singers the same way. The analogy that we have 88 keys, but a lot of us just actually have two primary modes. One is just when things are going as they normally do. And some people have really monotone voices and they talk like this. And then they get excited or they get angry. And then they start to raise their voice. How dare you talk to me like this? And
That's me,
then
man.
you go
I
back.
feel like sometimes that's me, but I'm getting better.
Yeah.
But I'm
So,
working on it.
and you're not alone there. There's a lot of people, and until then, like I had a pretty bigger range, but I have a much bigger range now, especially since I do daily vocal exercises every day. I do Roger Love's vocal exercises, and it allows me to access so many more tones of voices that may not seem natural at first, but we want to take it from unnatural into natural through conditioning, through habits, right? Habits take place when your body understands faster than your mind does. Then we can use willpower for something else, right? And so based on that, it's just knowing that we have 88 keys. That means that if people average 2 to 5, there's 83 to 86 more keys that we're not really accessing. And that strips us from actually experiencing new emotions, new thoughts. When we start to experiment with our voice more, I don't know if you have any other questions about, like, there's 5 different building blocks of voice as well that help us to really understand the breakdown of how our voice is and how we can experiment with it in order to tap into new thoughts and new emotions and potentially new actions through our voice alone. It's really powerful.
Wow, bro, that's very powerful. I really like that. So this is another question that I have for you. Why is voice so powerful?
Voice is so powerful because it's a really important mode of communication across humans. Yes, we also have nonverbals, like we have nonverbals, but imagine like you're married to somebody and then you don't speak the same language. Like you speak only Spanish and then your girlfriend only speaks English, but you don't know she doesn't know any Spanish and you don't know any English. But like you can hug, you can have sex, you could do a whole bunch of different things, but you just can't have that speaking the words and understanding the symbols of that. There's a limitation to that, right?
Yeah, of course, the
And
power
so
of
that's really
communication.
powerful for one. And then another thing too that I stress is it's the energy behind the words that really matter. The energy behind the sounds that we're actually making. And that can be revealed in our body language. But if we're on the phone, we can't necessarily see that. So that's revealed a lot in our voice. And our voice has 5 different building blocks that I think is really powerful. And I'll just go over some of them briefly just so that you can see that there's
Of course.
mechanics to it, right? And the first one is pacing. Pacing is like the speed that you're speaking of, that you speak, the speed. So some people can really talk really fast. Some salesmen, they talk really fast like this, or people that are a little anxious, or people that get really excited and passionate and they talk really fast, but sometimes that can overwhelm people, especially if they process more slowly, or they have it's their second language, that people are going to get lost in trying to understand it, or they just give up because it overwhelms them. It doesn't give people enough time to reflect. Hence, we can slow down when we want to make a point, as opposed to thinking that we have to talk really fast. But when we understand that there's both, we can modulate our pace when we speak, when we slow down to say a quote in a Toastmaster speech or whatever, to slow down. That can get really people to tune in, to reflect on what you said, and it can make for more rapport, right? So that's one of the building blocks, right? We also have pitch, high pitch, and we have low pitch, high pitch and low pitch. And this is actually a very interesting thing that I've been teaching people. I got it from Roger Love, and it's about finding your natural pitch, not your default pitch. This is actually a really powerful practice that anyone can use. And the way that you do it is, the way that you do it, you're going to take your 3 fingers and you're going to put it right where your rib cages intersects, right in the upper part of your abs, abdominals. And then you're just going to say, hey, and extend it at the same pitch. Hey. You see how it goes up a little bit? Hey, hey. We want to talk to that pitch. Hey, 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 everybody, what's going on? My name is Gavin. Hey, I hope that you're having a good day. Yes, it was a kind of busy day for me. But if you see what's coming in my voice, hey, 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 it's powerful. It's the most powerful baseline that I have, exerting the least amount of effort. And so we don't always activate our natural pitch in normal conversation because of, I don't know, you got broken up with, or you have a consistent mood, you lost your job, and then that puts you in a certain emotional state that can influence the way that you speak. But that's not your normal pitch. I would call it your default pitch based on your
Default
mood or
pitch.
your temperament. So finding that natural pitch, hey, is a way actually to have your most powerful voice with the least amount of effort. Also, breathing from your diaphragm really helps, meaning that when you inhale, your stomach is going out, and when you exhale, it's going back in. So therefore, by virtue of that, when you're speaking, you want your stomach actually to go back in. So you're breathing from more of your diaphragm, your stomach, not your chest, because that really messes up your vocal cords. And that'll also make it more of like there's more of a wholeness to your voice when you speak from your stomach, when you speak from your diaphragm, especially when you align your natural pitch, hey, with the diaphragmatic speaking. Hello, how you doing? So you want to speak from your exhale.
From the exhale.
Yeah. So those are a few, those are two. I don't know if I want to go through all five. Maybe I don't need to, but it's fun, like tone. You have tonality. And on the lower end, you have airy tonality, when you want to listen to guided meditations, they tend to be a little more airy, where it's a little more softer. You have the words start to kind of melt together. And then on the higher end, you have edge. You want to be edgy. You want to be more abrupt. You're taking a stand for something. You're willing to fight for something. I didn't like that at all. That kind of hurt my feelings.
Can I say something about that? I feel like,
Sure.
let's say if this is a range, right? Like you're very mellow, very monotone, and I've been improving as the time goes by. But the last point you talked about being more edgy, that's what I need. Sometimes it comes out when the other person is edgy, like when they
Yeah,
tell me
right.
shit, or when they scream at me, it just comes out on emotion, right? But it's not something that comes out naturally. As far as speaking from the diaphragm, I think this is something that you said last time we spoke. Some people talk from here, from the nose, I believe the chest and the diaphragm, right? So it goes down, I guess, as you get better, you go down to the diaphragm. I feel like I'm in the middle somewhere right now.
Yeah. Right.
And
Totally normal.
I wanna make it work the best. Of course, we're gonna talk about this off camera. Um,
Yeah.
but what's one tip that you would give someone that's in my position if they want to try
That
something at home?
that wants to learn to breathe from the diaphragm or to speak from the diaphragm more.
That's right. Hmm.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I can show you how I got trained from my former voice coach. Oh, well, that's kind of going to be kind of hard since we have the Zoom here. But how I learned it is it's
Hmm.
actually, it takes time. I did it for 3 weeks. I did it every day for 3 weeks. And then I started to breathe from my diaphragm before that, one of the international speech competitions I was in. So what you do is you're going to lay on your back. You're going to be looking up, and then you keep your hand kind of on your stomach so that you make sure that you know that it's coming. What do you want to call it? You want to know that as you're breathing in, your stomach is
Hmm.
coming out. So for everyone listening, this is how you can learn to not just breathe from your diaphragm, but also speak from it. And so as we're projecting out, we take a nice deep breath in, stomach's protruding outwards like a balloon's in your stomach. And then we're going to do 7 hays, and each hay, our stomach is going in. And on the last one, we're gonna extend that hay, and we're imagining that it's going through it's going into the sky, like we're projecting it through the ceiling. If you are inside, we're just imagining that. That's how I got trained. So it's like this: hey, 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 hey. That's 1. Then we want to do 7 sets. 7 sets of 7. Hey, 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 hey. Until there's nothing left. And 7 sets. So each hay, the stomach is going, hey. You see it's in? Hey,
Yeah.
hey, hey, hey. And that's how we learn to actually start to speak from that's how I learned to speak from my stomach.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's impressive, brother. I really appreciate that. So, and besides that, Gavin, I really appreciate your time here. Besides that, is there any tips that you can give people so they can speak more powerfully?
Yeah, more powerfully, other than finding your natural pitch with the three fingers and your rib cage, and then doing the hay exercise to learn to speak more diaphragmatically. I think those are really good ones. Um, I would say that another one is just looking at one of the but yeah, I guess another thing that you could do is take a sentence. I think I might have done this with you, Adolfo, but for everyone else, is take a sentence like, um, I am going to have a great day today.
I'll try it.
Okay, so I am
So,
going to have a great day today, and then practice enunciating it at different places, like accentuating certain parts. Right?
let's see.
All right, go ahead.
What was it? I'm trying to have a great
I
day
am
today.
I am going to have a great day
Okay.
today.
I'm going to have a great day today.
Good. Now,
And then
now
the
play.
next one.
Yeah,
I'm going to have a great day today.
good. All right, you accent the day. Good.
I'm going to have a great day today.
Yeah. You see, you're still doing the same thing. You're still kind of like,
Hmm.
I'm going to have a great day today. I'm going to have a great. So we can accentuate. What about am? I am going to have a great day today. Right?
I am going to have a great day today.
I am going to have a great day today.
That's a lot
Right?
of work. No, sometimes you don't think about that.
Right. Right. You know what I
You
mean?
don't think about that. You just go through life and speaking
Right.
the way you've
Like you
been
normally
doing it.
do.
Yeah, like going back to what I told you. Now we've been, I guess, conditioned to be shy people, right? Just the same thing as your voice has been conditioned for so many years, and
Exactly. Yeah.
and you're like a lot of people are like, well, that's just how the way I am. And of course, I'm not gonna lie, I used to think that way before until I started studying and reading and getting coaches and being
Yeah.
surrounded by different people, including yourself, and it just, I guess, opened my eyes and
Mm.
maybe see a different side of me.
Yes. Yes, yes. So, like as that third one is just taking a simple sentence, and then when people can have more of an understanding of the five building blocks of pace, pitch, tonality, melody, and volume, then you can play with those inside of it. Play with the pacing, right? Inside of it. I am going to have a great day today.
That's amazing.
Right? I am
Yeah.
going to have a great day today. Now I'm playing with volume, right? Too. And so that it's just super fun. It's super fun. It gamifies voice. And then by virtue of that, like you'll learn to expand your voice. It's going to become more natural. Know that your brain is designed to conserve as much energy as possible, everyone. So what
Hmm.
that means that your brain is not trying to make you happy. Your brain is not looking for the path of your fulfillment. It is looking to conserve as little energy as possible by clinging on to that which is familiar. It's that which you do normally is what it wants you to do because that way it conserves energy. So there's nothing personal about that. That's just what the brain wants. It wants to conserve energy. So for you to want to expand your voice, to try new things, will go against what the brain actually really wants. And when you know that it's not something that you need to take personally, um, gamify your voice. Experiment more with it. Yeah.
I appreciate that, Gavin.
Mhm.
So I know, Gavin, you want to invite people to Flowmasters. Tell us
Oh
a
yeah,
little bit
and
more about what
actually,
Flowmasters is, and no, tell them where they can find it.
yeah, that's great, man. We'd love to have you come through as well, man.
I'll be
And
there on
so,
Friday.
oh yeah, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. So everybody is actually legally changed to Flow Fam Friday, or it's called Flow Fam due to legal reasons. So it's trademarked in the Flow Fam, and I love that name even more. And so it's a co-creative space where people come to explore their voices, to access and to get into flow state. And we do that using the emotive power of music. I help to facilitate the space along with my comrade and good buddy Sable, and we do it all through Zoom. We have people that have come from 10 different countries that have attended since the pandemic alone, within the pandemic
Wow.
alone. And it's from every Friday from 5 to 6:30 p.m. PST. It is one of the coolest spaces, uh, in my opinion, and I'm very biased. It is one of the coolest spaces, and it's basically a area where I start to blend everything that I've learned in 5.5 years, mentoring and being in Toastmasters, my own speaking and facilitating, and also my coaching. And it's a very deep experience, really meaningful. It connects to the human fabric of people come on Fridays with insecurities, with a lot of unfulfilled expectations, or, you know, different things. And to curate a space where people can feel connected through music, expressing their insecurities, and to experience connection and people relate to their insecurities. I mean, just like, it's one of the most magical things that people realize that what they have to say is actually a contribution to somebody else's life. It's incredible. So if you resonate, come through. It's all donation based right now. And so don't let that stop you from attending. If you're really curious, you will not be disappointed. It's amazing. Yeah.
And where can they find it? That's the question.
You can find it, go onto my profile, into the link tree, and the link says Flow Fam Friday. And it is, all you do is you sign up and you'll get the link. Yeah.
All right, brother. Hey, Gavin, I appreciate your time. I know it's been a while since we've seen each other in person. So
Right.
hopefully when this whole pandemic goes away, you know, we can get back to Toastmasters and do Flow Fam live, like in
Yeah. I look
person,
forward to seeing
right?
you on Friday, man. And for
Of course,
everybody
man.
else. Yeah.
Of course. Thank you for your time, Gavin.
Yeah.
So that's it, guys. So we'll see each other next week again on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Peace out.
Peace.